Hi, everyone. Hi. Nice to meet you. My name is Dr. Whimsy Anderson, and I wrote a rebuild for Gaza, which is called Oasis One. And I wrote this after October 7th, and it was the culmination and it was a meta analysis of how we can create peace in conflict zones with the least amount of deaths. The purpose after October 7th, for those people who don't know, Israel was invaded by Hamas. It was the worst attack in Israeli history. If you are not educated on that subject, then you might want to check out film footage of October 7th. But I'm an Israeli American. For people who don't know, I hold dual citizenship with the state of Israel. And I'd been working on conflict resolution thesis for a very long time. I have my degree is from the University of Washington, anthropology. My thesis work, my published work is on eugenics. I've done my research and medical anthropology. How can we heal communities? I didn't have time to, when you're in a war zone, you don't really have time to make things perfect, but you do the best you have when you're trying to collect a lot of data at once, and everyone is deeply traumatized, and you're trying to the best of your ability to save people's lives. And so everyone in Israel and beyond wanted to help, and hundreds of people have tried to help and come together after October 7th. I flew to Israel December 24th, I think. Was it December 23rd? Something like that. I arrived in Israel. And what was wonderful was to see all the volunteers that were coming to pick tomatoes and help out at the settlements and the kibbutzes that had become evacuated because a million Israelis had to flee the war. So I had been experimenting with, I had been researching Bedouin culture for some time. I had been researching the Bedouin people. And I had been researching the history of the Oasis, the spirituality of the Oasis and the Bedouin people, and the fact that the land of Gaza is in fact an oasis. And so when we think about the beauty of Gaza and what Gaza could be, and returning it back to the people of Gaza, what you were meant to be, people of Gaza. You weren't meant to be suicide bombers. You were meant to be people that danced and celebrated in a beautiful oasis. So as an anthropologist, I felt also that I wanted to give back to the people of Gaza what ultimately belonged to them. I wanted to give them their oasis back. Here is a copy of that thesis, which was presented to the IDF November 21st. The Oasis Project integrated kibbutz model. The purpose of the Oasis Project is to integrate the Gazan people into Israeli life and to form lasting, sustainable relationships and a stable border with Israel. The Oasis is where the people who enter agree not to engage in violence. Private donors and government funding may partially fund the Oasis. An oasis may provide workers, housing, job training, medical facilities, industries, agriculture, and entertainment venues. Mixed labor and sales of Palestinian products can improve the economy. Jobs and industries can be transported to an Oasis site, while temporary housing and workers can be available or adjacent existing systems. An integration approach based on an anthropological view of tribalism. Within a kibbutz, we offer a welcoming environment with an Israeli flavor, right? Israeli, Palestinian flavor. We're children of Abraham. Be considerate of the customs of others and be thoughtful of the traditions of others. We have to deprogram Gazans by integrating them into Israeli society. In plainer words, we have to move people away from the terrorism towards being neighbors of Israel. So the purpose was to deprogram from Hamas terrorism, not to deprogram from the culture, but from the terrorism, and to reward people who want to be in peace and harmony, right? So in terms of issues, there are some people in Gaza who claim to have Jewish ancestry, but they've been denied citizenship. So we also address that as well. The purpose, and here we have my sightings, including my publications. I was published at University of San Francisco, Tel Aviv. I think I wound up also, I'm referenced in Bar-Ilan University. I think I'm also at somewhere in the UN, Nonviolent Safe Zones UN. So this is the actual paper, and I wanted to justify it because I've been attacked, and I want to just take a moment to talk about it. So clarifications about the thesis. It's a kibbutz that could be started by Israel. That would be part of the border with Israel. So that's why I talked about an Israeli flavor, because this is a program that Israel could start. So what it would look like is that if we did it that way, let me see if I can show this to you. Oops. If we had it bordering Israel, these work sites or these kibbutzes, the worker would be safe. This is for people who have taken a vow that they are nonviolent. And so Israelis Israel and Gaza would share the land. So this part of the land is Israel proper. And this part is Gaza proper. And they come together and they agree in nonviolence and they live in a nonviolent community. And then it would be eco-friendly, green. And these are green economies that would create a safe border, replacing the violence and the aggression. So I call it Abraham's tent on the Israeli side, and on the Palestinian, the Gazan side, I called it Abraham's tent. But the idea was that our ancestor, because we have the same ancestor, he always had 4 doors, and he welcomed the world to his oasis so long as they came in peace. And so it was based on anthropological studies, but it was also based on the culture and history of the Jewish people and also the Palestinian people, that we are both the children of Abraham. Now I want to talk about what it took to get attention from certain people, because it wasn't just that I built this by myself and then I sat and I don't know what did I do? Here it is to the IDF, dated November 21st. November 21st. This is to the war zone, to the IDF War Cabinet. I'm an Israeli, and they gave us permission to send our proposals. Here's to Lieberman. Also sent to Elton John if he would like to do a concert for the rebuild for the people of Gaza. Here's all the letters to Elton John, to Gallant. Quite a bit of excitement about seeing if we could get Elton John to do that. Here is an article I wrote. Here's one of my colleagues. This is Nabil. He's Bedouin. Extremely good looking, ladies, and he is single. Okay, just saying. Here's a lawn. And of course, everybody else gets a rebuild. So everybody gets a rebuild. Everybody gets a rebuild means that everybody gets a rebuild. And that meant Miriam Edelman got a rebuild. It meant that Zuckerman got a copy of the rebuild. It meant that Bezos got a copy of the rebuild. Now, there are people that are angry. They don't want me going to millionaires and billionaires. But when we're talking about a rebuild this size, we need $80 billion. We got to be able to get a lot of money together for this rebuild. Benny Gantz was one of the first people that I thought would be interested in my proposal. I didn't think I didn't think that Likud would be as interested as Benny Gantz. And so Benny Gantz, who is with the Unity Party, he was the first person I trusted with this rebuild. And he was very excited about the anthropological study because he is all about unifying people and peace. He's a good man. He's a very good man. And that's the day that Elon Musk fell in love. He fell in love. That quirky smile. And he got a lot of other people on board. But he's also somebody who has a lot of problems, right? So we're concerned about him. We're concerned about the drug problem, the issues with the election that we've seen here, his politics, some of what we heard today from Donald Trump about America occupying. And that's not what the vision was. That's not what I want to do. That's not what my colleague Nabil, the single, beautiful Bedouin man that you saw, who's single, he lives in Seattle, single, straight, is emotionally available. That's not what we're trying to do here. So let perfection not be the enemy of the good. Let's try and refocus. And it sounds like Mr. Trump got a little confused about the thesis, what I'm trying to do. And I also wanted to add one more thing. I did also calculate the 3 phases. Well, it was actually 5. I should probably tell you guys that too. And I sent that also to the necessary people. So you can probably blame me for that too. I've been busy. I sent that to Joe Biden and the IDF, December 19th, 2023. Oh, God. Yeah, I did that. I'm sorry. Again, I was trying to reduce the number of deaths. That's what was going on. I wasn't trying, you know, we, yeah. So I just want to get that off my shoulders. So, yeah. Okay. So, let me see. Do I need to show you anything else? Yes. Biden was, yes. Well, I sent it to the IDF. And then the IDF approved and they came up with the same phases. I mean, I didn't do it on my own, but I mean, it's other people's fault too. Yeah. So, do I have anything more I want to say? Do I have any more letters I want to show to President Biden? Yeah. Let's see. President Oasis. No, I don't have anything more to say. Just that, everybody's trying. No one's doing this to cause pain. I'm a registered Democrat. That's why this is a little bit crazy, because I'm a Democrat. But I went to the UN. When I say I went to everybody, this is the one for the Knesset. This is a copy of what I sent President Biden. I got it copied back. Really weird. This is President Biden's copy. All right. So, I was nervous because I knew that they were going to talk about phase 2 and clearing out the terrorists, which, by the way, did you guys need to see that again? But yeah, so I also want to say that I sent it to Sam Altman too. It wasn't. I guess does Elon Musk hate Sam Altman? I don't know. But I also sent it to Sam Altman. So yeah, the Oasis Project went to everybody. It's just important that people realize that. Yeah. Okay. Do I have any more proof I can send? No, I think I've drowned you guys enough. Oh, yeah. I think I sent it to the LA Times and New York Times. All right. That's all I have for everybody. If you believe in something, and if you just try to help. And unfortunately, sometimes people misunderstand your work. But anyway, that's what happened. Thank you, everyone. Good night.